In the Saiyan saga, Raditz meets Piccolo, effortlessly shrugging off Piccolo's full power blast as he mocks Piccolo's power. Just before he ends Piccolo, however, his scouter senses another power level, the highest power on Earth. Raditz immediately flies in the power's general direction, confident that he had finally found Kakarot. Piccolo tails him, intending to investigate just what kind of monster Raditz really was. As usual, Raditz arrives at Kami House. The Z fighters were already ready for him, having sensed his presence from a mile away. But their preparations were futile. After a brief explanation on the history of the Saiyans and Frieza, Raditz destroys Krillin with a flick of his tail. Then he bodies Goku with complete ease, as well with one simple knee to the gut. Goku falls to the ground in complete agony. But instead of adapting Gohan and forcing Goku to bend to his will, Raditz cuts straight to the point. He steps right down on Goku's chest, causing Goku to cry out, taunting him, asking whether Goku would submit and follow the three Saiyans to oppose Frieza. Obviously, Goku stubbornly refuses. Despite all Raditz says, Goku has no intention of following any of his instructions. Raditz growls in anger. He's had enough. Kakarot didn't seem that strong anyways. Raditz had decided that he would just kill his brother right here and then and leave the planet. He was done here. There was nothing left to be gained. Raditz suddenly summons a ki blast in his hand as he launches it point blank straight at Goku. Goku isn't at full power here, and Raditz with a power level of 1500 easily obliterates Goku with ease. Nothing is left of Goku but ash and dust, and everyone else stands there trembling in fear. However, one individual stood up with anger coursing through his veins. No, it wasn't Krillin. No, it wasn't Roshi. No, it wasn't Piccolo hiding at the back of Kami House. No, it was Gohan. Raditz's scouter goes off the charts as he slowly shows a rapidly increasing power level. Raditz turns around, and angry Gohan's cries echo around as he headbutts Raditz with all the might he could master. The force generated from this headbutt damages Raditz greatly as he loses his composure and stumbles backwards, groaning in pain. Gohan's power level had reached a high of 1400, even higher than he had in canon, which was at 1307. Seeing his father die in front of him had unleashed a menace of nature. But luckily for Raditz, Gohan's untrained toddler body couldn't handle the power any longer, as Gohan falls unconscious immediately after. Krillin immediately runs to Gohan, standing in front of him. He couldn't protect his friend Goku, but he will at least do so for his friend's son. Unfortunately, all of Krillin's effort is for naught. Raditz backs Krillin aside again for the second time as he walks up to Gohan. The power this kid had displayed was intriguing. In fact, the power that lay dormant could finally be the one to topple Frieza. Raditz picks Gohan up, flying away, as he opens his spaceport and chucks Gohan inside, setting a destination for a planet near to Earth. Raditz goes inside the spaceport as well, as he goes off, communicating with Vegeta and Nappa the coordinates of the planet where they will meet up. Meanwhile, the Z fighters laid there in complete shambles. Goku was dead and his son gone. Krillin punches the ground in frustration. However, footsteps suddenly ring out behind them. They turn around to see Piccolo Jr. stepping out from behind Kami House. Instantly, everyone is on guard. However, Piccolo Jr. tells them that he wasn't here to fight. For now, they had a common enemy in the form of Raditz. Obviously, no one here is willing to put any trust in Piccolo at all. But Piccolo continues on, telling them to first gather the Dragon Balls to revive Goku. With the Dragon Balls being used, they could use the Dragon Balls again a year later to bring the kid and the Raditz guy back to Earth. With a year of training under their belt, Piccolo was confident they could defeat the long-haired Saiyan. Suddenly, a voice echoes in everyone's minds. It was Kami. Kami interjects. For now, Goku would train in the other world, so they could simply ask Shenron to bring Gohan and Raditz to Kami House immediately back a year later. basically making a wish to have a wish a year later. Then at the same time a year later, they could revive Goku at the same time. Goku, who was with Kami at the time, immediately refuses. He refused to let Gohan stay with the evil Saiyan for a full year. Obviously, Goku's worries weren't unfounded. God knows what Raditz could do to his little kid. But Piccolo interjects again. Sure, they could wish Gohan back to Earth. However, Raditz would simply come back, and this time around destroy the entire planet. They were lucky that Raditz had left them alive this first time around. Gohan would then fall into Raditz's evil clutches once more. Goku grits his teeth in anger and frustration, but he knew that Piccolo was right. Reluctantly, he agrees, but he asks Krillin to tell Chi-Chi the news. Krillin immediately tries to back out from this task, not wanting to incur Chi-Chi's wrath, but Roshi decided to take up the mantle instead. Roshi had slacked on his training the past few years, and Gohan's abduction was also partly his fault. After all, the Mafuba technique exists, but the Roshi here currently was in no shape to use it. Meanwhile, back in space, Gohan wakes up as he looks around. Realizing that he was in a foreign and unfamiliar environment, Gohan starts wailing in distress, but Raditz immediately tells Gohan to shut up. Instead, this prompts Gohan to cry in deeper distress as Raditz tries to keep his own anger under control. It would be a trying year for Raditz, as he couldn't take the risk to vent his frustration on Gohan. After all, Gohan was supposed to be the secret weapon against Frieza. He did force Gohan to do some harsh training. Gohan initially refused. However, Raditz refused to feed Gohan until Gohan engaged in exercises. The power of hunger eventually forced Gohan's compliance, and Gohan's power grew at an immense rate, even more than when he trained with Piccolo. Raditz himself also had to train because he had realized that the little runt was coming close to him in terms of power. Meanwhile, Vegeta and Nappa were making their way to Raditz's location, while the Z fighters on Earth had all began on their 1 year of training. How will events develop on from here? Well, these are questions we will answer in the next part on Dragon Ball Z.